Hello, uglies!
Happy holidays, ghouls, goblins, and glam monsters, and welcome to
Red from the Dead. We're your haunted hosts, Drew the Drag Clown.
and everyone's favorite glamour demon, Jackal Morose.
And today we will be excavating the latest episode of
Dragula Titans 2. To see who slayed with the Titanic thunder.
And who should have stayed 6 feet under. On this week's episode, we will be judging the monsters' holiday of horrors and their filthy floor show fashions.
As a reminder, art is subjective, or whatever the biggest boule says.
That is not true. Okay. All art is subjective and whatever.
I'm not here. Look, I'm just here to educate. I'm not here to judge your drag.
We enter this week's laboratory with Abora and Jaharia returning from last week's extermination.
And the rest of the cast finds out about Abora's very expensive dinner.
AKA a trip to the hospital.
Ooh, and let me tell you, Drew, I know firsthand how expensive those trips can be. A little bit of Jackal lore for you. I may owe some money down south.
As the monsters prepare for this week's look, the Holiday of Horrors, we revisit a little bit of drama that happened earlier on this season.
For example, we have a rather explosive flashback between Cynthia and Blackberry and the Pinky Promise.
Do you think pinky promises are legit?
Pinky Promises are sacred.
Pinky Promise! How fucking dare you!
But I totally understand both situations here. I can understand how Blackberry would feel as if her friend shouldn't necessarily rely on her for this competition, but I also understand how Cynthia feeling as if she lost a friend by not having that support.
No, I agree 100%. It is a tricky situation, and both are valid.
And as the monsters get ready, we feel a little bit of tension rise between Sigourney and JK.
Which causes JK to go and have a private talk with Jaharia.
Leading to another pinky promise, which, of course, ends up blowing up once more. Because Jaharia turns around and goes and tells Eva and Sigourney.
Legas.
Legegas.
Which seems to mend the rift between Sigourney and Eva as they agree to take down JK.
We get to the floor show, and this is where we see the Boulet's Holiday of Halloween witch look. How did you feel about their look tonight?
Well, I thought it was fantastic, and if I had brought my hat, I would tip it off to them. The silhouette was gorgeous. I love a sparkly sequin moment, and that was an expensive fabric too, you can tell. All in all, I thought it was very fun. It's definitely like a classic Boulet look, and no notes. I really enjoyed it.
I really loved the makeup that they had. The green makeup was fantastic. And then I also really liked the peekaboo of the orange on the underside of the hat.
Yes.
I just wish there was just a little oomph more. But that's literally me taking a look that's already a 9 out of 10 and bringing it to a 10 out of 10. It's still...
So first up on the floor show, we have Eva Destruction coming down the runway in a harpy-esque, almost Dungeons and Dragons-y look. I'm gonna have to say it was very costumey, it was very cosplay. The act of Filth with eating the heart. I mean, you see that every Halloween on every stage. I've done it.
Yeah, literally right there.
Literally right there.
Every Halloween competition show ever. It's always happening.
So I feel like there wasn't much of a oomph. However, the makeup and the prosthetics, as always, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I really liked the wig. I just didn't necessarily love the wing construction. I have to disagree with Dracmorta. This is not the best designed costume so far in this season. What the f***? And following Eva Destruction, we have Sigourney Beaver. And might I say, the beaver was beavering this episode. If you know, you know.
It was delicious.
Because this act of filth was fellatio.
And it's never been done on TV before.
She ate with that one.
Oh, in more ways than one.
I think that she was able to understand what the filth category actually means. It is supposed to like elicit a response out of the viewer. And I don't know if I necessarily love the overall look, but I like the overall message that combines the look with the filth component.
I agree. And also, it very much represents a dark path that our neighbors are going down and through right now, especially with Liberty getting just fucked and taken away. After that rather performance, we have Priscilla Chambers, whose look, active filth, and all-in-all stage presence was a roller coaster of emotions. This number that Priscilla did for this floor show was beautiful, it was unsettling, it was thought-provoking, it had everything. And I'm just gonna say, as someone who is trans, who does not have a relationship with their father, this had me in tears. This was absolutely gut-wrenching, and I really felt for Priscilla during this floor show, because not only is she a trans woman who's doing a mask look, but she's also representing her father.
Yeah.
And then to go on and go through the active filth that she chose, not only was it necrophilia, but there was hints of incest as well, and that was the cherry on the top. And spoiler, how this was not in the top blows my mind. Blows my mind.
This was the perfect performance, especially for filth. Like, for people who don't understand what the filth category encompasses, this, like you said, gut-wrenching feeling, this thought-provoking aspect, something that makes you question the world around you, is what I define as a filth aspect to this category. This was perfect. This was immaculate. This brought so much emotion to both of us as we were watching this. This was a 10 out of 10. I loved it.
Chef's kiss. Like, no notes. This performance was everything. And
I also want to say I loved how unsettling the makeup was.
oh,
Like,
it was so unsettling.
this
Like,
wasn't Drag King makeup at
No.
all. This needed to be as uncanny valley as it was, and that's what took it to a whole other level of like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yes, absolutely. It was very uncanny valley. And also, I've seen a couple of men that actually look like that. So I thought it was spot on.
Now we have Cynthia, and she is doing Valentine's Day, and her act of filth was to eat some entrails. This look was good. I liked the fangs, the claws, the reveal was cute. It just didn't necessarily like scream anything filth to me.
Absolutely. Like, it was a very gorgeous look. But here's the thing. It was a gorgeous look in a filth challenge. And I think that's where our dear doll went a little bit awry.
I would agree.
Other than that, though, like, Cynthia, you look gorgeous. And I loved it. But you looked a little bit too gorgeous, if you get what I mean.
Oh, woe is me. I'm too pretty. I'm too hot.
Following Cynthia and her gutted entrails, we have Blackberry, who really brought the turkey to Thanksgiving. This Skeksis turkey look, by the way, it was nightmare fuel. It was so unsettling, so nasty. The tongue just like going between the beak, like, like it was horrifying, and I loved it. The table, however, I didn't love.
No, that could have been fixed. That could have been done better. That could have not fallen apart.
I almost feel like it could have been edited into like a giant skirt.
Yeah, like a cornucopia.
Yes.
Ooh, tea. That's the tea. I like that.
Right?
Yeah, I liked how this kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Candyman mixed with Thanksgiving. Like the way that there was like peas and carrots and everything mashed on together. It was so horrifying, and I did enjoy the overall performance. I just wish that it didn't fall apart.
Agreed. It was quite the performance, but I feel needed a little bit of editing.
And thankfully after that we have JK doing a Mardi Gras look. And as a clown, I kind of really enjoyed this look.
Biased.
Well, yes.
Well, yes, and honestly, I really love this look too. The sculpting of the chest plate, the colors, the sugary cake with like the sludge and how JK pulled it apart. The fact that JK was feeding the mouth on their belly and then the puking gag, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was just a wonderful performance.
To me, this wasn't necessarily the filthiest, but I enjoyed it front, middle, back, and back again. Like, it was such a good overall performance that I was like, all is forgiven.
Following JK, we have Disasterina, who comes galloping down the runway as Krampus. This look was very much a Disasterina look. The boobs were boobin', the heads were a-flying, and unfortunately, it was quite disastrous.
Yeah. I love when something is so bad, it is good, and that is the definition of Disasterina. But this was just bad.
But you know what? I still love her.
Oh, I love Disasterina.
Still love her. I love that throughout Dragula and throughout Titans, Disasterina stays true to herself and to her drag. Like, I wouldn't expect anything less than a boobified cunty Krampus, you know?
And next up we have, which is what I'm assuming is your favorite look of the night, we have Abora doing Christmas. And this reverseism of having the tree chopping down the humans is so fucked up in the best way. So good. I love this concept. Being on the stilts, the tallest look we've ever seen. Chef's kiss.
It definitely was Abora Day.
Abora.
Honestly, though, yeah, no notes. This was such a fantastical look. And I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I love how Abora stays in character throughout the entire floor show. Like, that derpy tree, yes, characterization that she had during the judgment was absolutely everything. I love you, Abora.
My one note, I wish there was more testicles. I wish those testicles were bigger. I wish there was maybe a little bit more foliage. But bitch, you blew this out of the water. This was amazing.
I mean, it's already a very big look. How much bigger can it be?
I've seen some low hangers. It could be a lot bigger.
Oh.
Right? Right?
Last but not least, we have Jaharia, who seems to be quite mischievous and definitely on the naughty list, as we see her strutting down the runway with Santa's decapitated head.
Yeah, that was a little fucked up. The look was really good, but I don't think that the filth component really stood out or made an impact in any way. And so much so, I feel like the editors even kind of shortened it.
No, I definitely see that. One note that I'm gonna say, and I'm actually taking this from you when we watched the episode, was it could have been more curly.
Yes! Oh my gosh, the shoes could have been more curly. The horns, the ears, everything. I wanted it to be as curly as this fucking mustache. Like, just curly as fuck.
And that's a curly mustache. Ding. I do have to say, though, I loved the color scheme. It was very much classic fantasy Christmas, which I appreciate.
Now, who was your monster of the moment for this week? Who stood out to you? Arbora.
Actually, I'm gonna say Sigourney.
Oh, tea.
I do love Abora. I love Abora's characterization, and this really was such a strong week. If I'm gonna do a top 3, it is Sigourney, Abora, and JK.
And is that for tonight or for the entire season?
That's for tonight.
I would have to say that my monster of the moment would just have to be JK. I really liked the look. I liked the campy, fun aspects and like stuffing and then throwing up. It just was theatrical, and I liked it a lot.
Is there any other reason why you liked it? And Drew, who would you say was your floor show fatality this week?
Well, unfortunately, the look fell apart on stage, and therefore that, to me, is kind of the definition of a fatality. I'm sorry, Blackberry. I wanted it to be a full look all the way through, very cohesive, not to fall apart. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that you were my floor show fatality this week.
I agree with you 100%, and I unfortunately also have to say that because of that reason, Blackberry is also my floor show fatality for this week. It's just, if you're gonna do a giant, like, crazy Skeksis turkey, you want to have it, like, go all the way through and not have any room for error. So unfortunately, because of that...
And, like you said, if it actually, like, kind of came down into, like, a dress component or something, like maybe an actual cornucopia or something, I think that would have elevated it even a little bit further.
Right?
We get to the cauldron, and honestly, this is the quietest, most boring cauldron we've had yet. And I gotta say, La Zavaleta and Dahlia, I miss you. You brought the tea, you brought the drama, you made it exciting and spacey.
Maybe a little bit too spicy. We got used to all of that spice.
Now, after that boring-ass cauldron, we're back to the stage, and this is where we find out the tops and the bottoms of the week. And the tops are JK, Sigourney, and Abora, with Abora being the final winner.
Abora Day!
Now, who is the monster of the week for you? Who wasn't one of the tops but stood out to you?
Priscilla Chambers, 100%. 100% Priscilla. She deserves all the best. And honestly, like I said, it was such a strong act. It was such a thought-provoking act. And it was a message that is needed right now.
Yeah, I would agree. But unfortunately, she is the bottom alongside Disasterina, and they have to ascend the ghostly gallows. And unfortunately, neither of them come down.
It's a Disasterina!
Oh. But honestly, the way that this happened, gagged, gooped.
Gagged, gooped.
Like, bewildered. What?
Yeah.
I was not expecting this.
Bingle, bangled, bongled, lickety-doo, lickety-tay.
Swirled and twirled.
Yes. Whoever gets the Doctor Who reference, thank you.
So unfortunately, we do lose Disasterina to the ghostly gallows, and immediately after, Priscilla Chambers.
And half the cast breaks down, which honestly, me too. I think I cried again on your couch during this moment.
But wait!
There's more!
Why are the Boulets issuing the next week's challenge right now? And speaking of, next week's challenge is the Spectral Western. So excited. Oh, I actually have a look for that.
So giddy up, get your stirrups, and yeehaw, motherfuckers!
Now, there is a fun fact that I found out from the Creatures of the Night podcast from the Boulets, and they actually had intended for 2 people to go home episode 1. They said they needed this amount of number for next week. I don't know what that means, but basically what I'm understanding, anytime there's been a proper extermination, there was an intent for 2 people to go home both times.
Interesting. It makes me wonder what the Boulets are cooking.
It also makes me wonder if we're going to get any more exterminations, because likely that means 2 more are going to go.
Le gasp.
Le gay gasp.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
But first we get to the Hellbound Showdown, where we find out La Zavaleta got disqualified?
What?
This is crazy.
What?
And by the way that the Boulets said this too on their podcast, it didn't have to do with anything that they did on the show. It had to do after they were already eliminated. And that's all that they said. But basically they did say that she did get eliminated first.
Oh.
And then disqualified.
Oh.
So I don't know what that means.
So the plot thickens.
But instead we get to the actual Hellbound Showdown where we find Dahlia versus Jade.
And can I just say, Jade ate and devoured.
I didn't know what the fuck she was. It wasn't
she's Groundhog Day.
It wasn't until like a day later that the Reddit internet told me that she was Groundhog Day.
See, I thought it was Lupercalia because I mistook the giant groundhog for a giant stuffed wolf. Ah, woo. Either way, though, absolutely fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, and her floor show Filth was eating worms, and they were live. Ugh. Meanwhile, Dahlia was portraying Easter, and her Filth was nailing some rabbits to a cross.
And they weren't even real rabbits, they were stuffies.
And why'd you do it at the back of the stage?
And why'd you turn around?
But I will say, this look was pretty great, and it is something that I expected to see Dahlia in.
Yes, this was a classic Dahlia look, which the look alone, gorgeous. I loved, I lived. It was brilliant, honestly. The attention to detail was there, but it just did not stand up to the might of Jade's groundhog.
And speaking of, Jade ends up winning this Hellbound Showdown and will be continuing on to next week. Work, Diva!
Yes!
Eating the competition up. Like those worms.
Eating the competition up, quite literally and figuratively.
Now for the Crypt Keeper comments. Thank you to everybody who liked, shared, and subscribed last week's video. Make sure you do it again to this week's.
Share with your friends, share with your enemies. Let's get those numbers up.
And don't watch this with your roommates. Watch this separately on your own different accounts, so that way we have more viewership.
Absolutely.
And if you made it this far, comment, dumb bitch. That's all we need you to do. Now, last week we had Ivani1659 comment, I've never seen Dragula before, but I will now since Drew is so hot. Thanks, stud.
Oh.
This one's for you.
Ooh.
Dedicated to Ivani1659.
And that, my darlings, is this week's descent into Dragula madness.
If you liked the gore, glamour, or gutting reads, make sure to like and subscribe.
And leave a little blood offering in the comments.
And we might just read those Crypt Keeper comments next week.
Until next time,
Stay deadly.
I wasn't listening, but I thought you were saying how Jaharia has one I wasn't paying
Yeah, Jaharia's just swanging.
I'm like, no.
I hope she is, though.
Oh.
Be quiet, Rob.